Pro Boxing fans here with Johnny Nelson, Canelo versus Golovkin, the third fight. Talk to me about that one. What happens in that one? Do you feel like Golovkin's past it now?
No. Well, fight number one, I thought Golovkin won. I thought Canelo, I don't know what he can do to turn it around. Fight number two, Canelo came back, stepped up. I thought, God damn, actually technically better than what I actually thought he was. I had in the locker. Fight number three now, saying Golovkin's gone. Why? Because he's not headlining as much as and had that continuity of Canelo. No, don't believe that, because you look at Canelo's performances, even though he's performed unbelievably, his last few fights, in my opinion, have just been a little bit below par. So is he starting to slip a little bit? You know, Triple G, we're saying slip Triple G, so now these fighters are both there. What weight will this fight be made at? You know, so you can't write off Triple G. Triple G might not be the force he once was, but neither is Canelo. But Canelo's at the top of his tree. Canelo's just come off a loss, you know, and so you think, wow. And you think out of his last 5 fights, I personally think 2 of them were below par. So that tells me there's a slip happening. You know, so both fighters are in a position where, you know what, we've both had our bumps and bruises. Let's do it again. Good fight. I think Canelo, whatever you think, I think technically he showed so much repertoire to what he can produce. Is mad. And maybe when he's gone in there and boxed below par, maybe that might be down to complacency. Maybe it might be a little shot one. But you know, you've got to give again, respect these guys.
Final one, and we've seen a lot of great welterweight fights in the past, but one that seems to be looming or still in talks is the one that everyone wants to see: Errol Spence, Terence Crawford. Talk to me about that, man. That's such a good fight. There is talk, supposedly, because we know Crawford sort of left Top Rank and there's stuff going on in the background.
I've heard it through the grapevine.
Talk to me.
I've heard it through the grapevine. Listen, we'll see that fight this year.
Yeah.
Trust me. I've heard it through the grapevine, and I mean half the press dread. So the questions will be answered, and I'm so glad. When I heard that, I'm like, fire. So good. That's a good thing.
That is probably one of the biggest fights this year, right? You've got to say that's one of the most anticipated fights amongst boxing fans, but it is probably one of the biggest fights.
And I don't think it'll be one fight.
Okay.
You know, trust me, I don't think it'll be one fight. These guys have got that rep. These guys can produce an unbelievable performance. And both fighters, you know, there's an appetite for it. And now we're in weeks away from people all of a sudden getting exactly what they want, getting exactly what they wish for. So that's good.
Break it down for me then. How does it go? In your eyes, Errol Spence, Terence Crawford, fight at some point this year. How does that fight play out?
I'd lean towards Crawford, but these two are both talented fighters. These two are both two fighters that, you know what, you've got to give it to. But if I had to choose between the two of them, I'm going Crawford. He may just have a little bit more power than Spence.
That's interesting.
Trust me, styles make fights, and in this fight with those two there, don't be surprised. Styles make fights. Look at the ratio. You're going to look at the record ratio on both fighters. Trust me, the power will show naturally. All fighters have got power, but some fighters just don't know how to generate it or haven't got the right opponent in front of them. So don't be surprised. I think I'm going Crawford.
Just in regards to that, we know Errol Spence is physically bigger than Crawford. Do you not feel like that's where he could probably...
No, that means shit. Look at what Ruiz did to Anthony Joshua. He was down there, little fat Mexican, knocked him out. So don't be fooled by that stuff. So just watch.